So here's my GoPro. I like filming with it. It's got a kind of a short battery life, about 45 minutes. Although, I had 62 minutes of video the other day on that motorcycle trip, and I shut it off when we stopped to take a break, and I didn't happen to look how much battery I had left, so who knows, maybe it'll go longer than that. Here's what I'm telling you. I have found an easy way to get the videos off of this card and into my phone where I edit and upload. You know, I got to make things easy because, I tell you, I cannot get this thing to communicate through Bluetooth with my phone. I did manage a few times, and it took me hours of absolute frustration. And finally, I found out that AT&T makes this little dongle. I don't even know what it's called. I guess it doesn't have a name. Doohickey. SD card reader. And then you go into your phone, you pull up your photos, and it'll say import, and it'll take everything off the SD card and put it on your phone. And then there you go. You can add and subtract and edit and whatever. So tell me what you like better. I just filmed me repairing my drill press with this GoPro on a tripod. And I don't know what looks best to people. My phone camera or this. So let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm fixing to get to working on this, uploading this drill press chuck repair and all that. Alrighty. The next videos you see will be a mixture of my phone, but mostly the GoPro. I'm sure you'll be able to tell which is the phone and which is the GoPro, because the GoPro is a really wide angle. And probably the sound quality is better on the GoPro too. Okay, my friend Rob, the friend of mine that rides the motorcycles with us, he went in my shop yesterday and he found the model number on this. Of all places, it's on the end of this motor head here, between the motor and the head. And I looked everywhere but there. Anyway, he found the model number and I found the owner's manual. So maybe this will tell me how to remove the chuck and add a new chuck. So let's see. I'll look through here and see if I can find it. All right, this is what I remembered it being. There is no threaded collar. There is a collar here, but it doesn't thread out. As a matter of fact, it's got this indentation that prevents it from moving. So I suspect it holds a bearing in there. Actually, I'm pretty sure it holds a bearing in there. So this is absolutely a tapered spindle. And the process to get it on is what I remembered. And this has been, 25 years ago that I put that spindle on, that chuck on there. It's a tapered spindle. And you put it on there, and you open this up where the jaws come up inside the chuck. And then you give it a good wrap with a mallet, or you push it down onto the table like what they're telling you to do here. And what I did was put a 2x4 underneath it and then give it a good wrap with a sledgehammer. Not sledgehammer, but a mild hammer. So this should come off with some side-to-side tapping. What I'm going to do is saturate it with some oil, some break-free something. I'll soak it down and I'll start tapping it on the sides, and then I'll go from there. All right, but at least I have the manual. All right, let me start from the beginning, because first let me move you a little bit closer. 1 second. Okay, here's what's happening. This chuck is bad. I have another chuck that's a much better chuck, but this chuck has not wanted to come off, and I've tried everything, including an air hammer with a chisel in it, trying to get it off. Now, a friend of mine, Rob, did find the serial number on this, and it was in the back here, behind the motor on the back end of this machine. Really weird place, and the one place I didn't look. So I got online and I found the owner's manual, and sure enough, it is a taper. It's not a taper that fits in, it's the taper goes from... Are you recording? Okay, the screen went off. Okay, the taper goes from way up here, it's splined, and then the taper comes down here. So there's no change in the taper out. It's got the taper fits into this chuck, and the chuck has got to come down. So what I've done is I took my cutoff wheel, my angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, and cut this, and I'm fixing to take this apart, and I'm probably going to heat this up with my torch and try to get this to come down off of there. I'm not going to go crazy heating it up, but let me get some of this out of my way and get my torch over here. I haven't used my torch in about 4 years. So let me crack this open. Oh crap. There we go. I don't know that this is going to work, but it's sort of like my last resort. And there's a bearing up above it, so I don't want to get this thing too awful hot. And what I'm hoping to do with the torch is expand the metal on the outside enough where I can knock this off of the taper. All right, I'm fixing to give that a try, so stand back. My God, you don't know what trouble that thing is giving me. All right, now I gotta find out what taper that is and get a chuck that'll fit back up over that taper. So I do have another chuck right here, and this is the one I really wanted to put up in there, but now I gotta figure out how to get this taper out of this chuck. So that's let me take this over to the vise and see if it'll come out easy, because I haven't had it in there long, so it should come out. Let me go try that on the vise. All right, here's the old one, the old taper that come out of this chuck. And I just tapped on it a couple of times and it popped right out. So I'm gonna let this cool down. And then I'm gonna slide this up on here, and I'm gonna get a 2x4 under here and hammer this up on there really good. So let me shut you off and give this about 10 minutes to cool down, and we'll be right back. All right, it's cooled to the touch. And now I'm going to take some steel wool. I'm going to clean this taper off. All right, here's the moment of truth. And this is a 5/8 chuck. It's my other chuck was a 1/2 inch. It would only take a 1/2 inch shank. So this is going to be much better all the way around, unless I drop it. All right, let me just give it a love tap here. All right. One more. Okay, we are good to go. And that is how you swap out a chuck. Actually, most have a slot through here and you hammer a wedge through it, chuck drops, spindle and everything. This, I don't know why Sears made this like this. This is 30 years old. And even at 30 years old, this was made in Taiwan. That's sad that Sears started screwing people that long ago and people weren't aware of it. I didn't know this was made in Taiwan until I seen the serial number back there. So anyway, now I'm going to take this apart and fix that, glue it back together. That broke when I moved here. I had to lay it down in my trailer and then I laid something else on it and it broke it. So okay, that's the end of that video. Thanks for watching. All right, I'm going to clean this table up a little bit. And what I've got is a Scotch-Brite pad on my air grinder. And I got a really small, it's not a tiny compressor, it's like a mid-sized compressor. And I don't know if it's enough to run this. If it's not, I'm just going to get my palm sander out. So let's just see. Well, I think I can call this little project done. Yeah. Yep. All right, we're back in business with the drill press. Now, we're done. Well, this is the switch cover. I took it off. I brought it into my knife shop here. And where is my super glue? Why is it every time you need super glue, you can't find it? So I'm going to stop. I'm going to run up to the store, get some super glue, and glue these little tabs back on here. So this drill press will be back to as near as new as I can get it. And I'm going to clean the rust off of that table too. So be right back. All right, Bev had some super glue. So I'm going to give these about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to dry. And the drill press project, well, besides cleaning the rust off the table, it will be done.